Modern life offers us something incredible: the entire world's knowledge, entertainment, and social connection available instantly, right in our pockets. It sounds like utopia. But there's a dark side to this constant connectivity that nobody warned us about. We thought we were using technology, but the uncomfortable truth is that technology has been using us. Every app, every game, every video platform, every social media feed is engaged in a silent war for your most precious resource. No, not your money, your attention. These platforms aren't neutral tools. They are sophisticated engines designed with one primary goal: to keep you engaged for as long as possible. Why does Netflix automatically play the next episode? Why does YouTube's recommendation algorithm feel so uncannily accurate? Why do social media feeds endlessly scroll? It's not for your benefit. It's for their metrics. They've turned your attention into their product. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca once observed, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." He couldn't have imagined how literally true that would become 2,000 years later. When your attention is fragmented across a dozen different apps, notifications, and browser tabs, you're not truly present anywhere. You're in a state of continuous partial attention, and the cost is immense. Research now consistently shows that this state of constant distraction is directly linked to higher stress levels, increased frustration, a perpetual sense of time pressure, and mental exhaustion. If you find focused work incredibly difficult today, please understand this: it's not your fault. You're not weak-willed or undisciplined. You're a human being trying to swim against a tidal wave of psychological engineering. These platforms tap directly into your brain's reward centers, the same circuits that make gambling addictive. They create a variable reward system that has you checking for notifications like a gambler pulling a slot machine lever. You're not failing to resist distraction. You're trying to resist a system designed by hundreds of brilliant engineers to be irresistible. So what's the solution? If willpower is insufficient against such engineered persuasion, what can we possibly do? The answer isn't to try harder. The answer is to change the battlefield entirely. After years of struggling with this myself, I discovered a simple but profound mindset shift that changed everything. I stopped trying to use the internet in moderation and instead adopted a new default: always disconnected. This philosophy starts with a simple, almost obvious realization: too much of anything is a bad thing. Too much exercise leads to injury. Too much food leads to health problems. Too much work leads to burnout. We understand moderation in virtually every other area of life. But when it comes to the internet, we act as if moderation doesn't apply. We treat the digital world like an all-you-can-eat buffet for our brains, gorging ourselves until we're mentally sluggish and filled with regret. The problem is that the internet, by its very nature, resists moderation. It's always available, endlessly novel, and specifically designed to eliminate natural stopping points. There's always one more video to watch, one more article to read, one more post to scroll past. It's a bottomless pit of content. Trying to use it in moderation is like trying to eat just one potato chip from an endless bag that automatically refills itself. My shift to always disconnected was a recognition of this reality. Instead of fighting a losing battle for moderation, I changed my default setting. Here's what that looks like in practice. On my smartphone, both Wi-Fi and mobile data are turned off by default. They are not enabled unless I have a specific intentional reason to use them. When I need to look up directions, send a message, or make a call, I turn on connectivity, complete the task, and then turn it back off. This simple switch creates a crucial moment of friction. Instead of my phone being a gateway to infinite distraction, it becomes a tool for specific purposes. On my laptop, I use application blockers during my designated work periods. These tools allow me to block access to distracting websites while still permitting connectivity for essential work functions like cloud saving and research. The key is that the block is mandatory. Once set, I cannot reverse it until the timer expires, no matter how strong the urge to check something real quick. This always disconnected approach might sound extreme, but it's actually how we treat every other valuable activity in our lives. You don't go to the gym for 24 hours straight. You don't have a romantic dinner that lasts all day. You engage in these activities for a specific duration, then you stop. You apply boundaries. The internet deserves the same treatment. The benefits of this shift have been transformative. The constant low-grade anxiety of missing out has disappeared. I no longer feel the phantom vibration of a phone that isn't there, or the compulsive urge to check for notifications that don't matter. A profound sense of calm has replaced the mental static. My days feel longer and more substantial because I'm not fracturing my attention across 1,000 digital interruptions. Most importantly, This practice has reoriented my relationship with technology from consumption to creation. The internet is a magnificent tool for creation, for sharing work, for research, for connection. But when it's always on, it defaults to being a consumption engine. By making disconnection the default, I ensure that my engagement with the digital world is intentional, purposeful, and limited. When you think about the arc of your life, what will truly matter? On your deathbed, will you reflect fondly on the hours you spent watching viral videos or scrolling through social media feeds? Of course not. You'll remember the moments of deep connection with loved ones, the satisfaction of meaningful work, the experiences that shaped you. The internet, for all its wonders, is largely a forgettable intermediary. It's the delivery mechanism, not the substance of life itself. Adopting an always disconnected mindset is how we reclaim that substance. It's how we move from being passive consumers in the attention economy to active architects of our own attention. The initial withdrawal can be challenging. You'll find yourself reaching for your phone out of habit, typing website URLs automatically. But push through that discomfort. On the other side is something precious: your focus, your time, and ultimately your life. Disconnecting from the digital noise isn't about deprivation. It's the only way to truly connect with what matters.